Tonight, on The Roast, the Abbott government launches a cost-cutting study into the ABC. SPC Ardmona's $25 million industry assistance package is rejected, and the West Australian government's controversial shark culling program claims its first kill. Firstly tonight, following Tony Abbott's accusations earlier this week that the ABC takes everyone's side but Australia's, the government has launched a cost-cutting study into both the ABC and the SBS. However, Malcolm Turnbull has insisted that there is no assault on the ABC. He's simply ensuring that the ABC gives its viewers, the taxpayers of Australia, the best bang for their buck. The ABC's foreign broadcast service, the Australian network, is expected to face the axe, with the former foreign minister who awarded the contract to the ABC, Alexander Downer, shown here, stating he is now embarrassed that he argued for the government continuing to fund the service back in 2002. Joining me now from the ABC's accounting department is Clark Richards. Clark, is spending at the ABC getting out of control? Well, Tom, the Daily Telegraph has welcomed this efficiency study as they're particularly concerned about the ABC's practice of taking shows off the air for several months over summer while still paying large salaries to hosts and senior staff. So I thought I'd come down here and do a little bit of investigating, and I came across this. Full list of ABC employee salaries, highest paid to the least paid. Let's see, up the top here, obviously you've got your Tony Jones, Adam Hills, B1. No B2 Clark? No actually, Tom. You see, apparently B2's been letting his work slide a little bit lately. You know, come into the office hungover, dishevelled, half unpeeled. I see. Anything else of interest on that list, Clark? Well, funny you should mention that, Tom, because if you look at this list, there's my name right down the very bottom. Yep, second lowest paid ABC employee. I'm behind David Stratton, Tom. David fucking Stratton! Well, at least you're still getting paid more than this Derek Stapleton, whoever that is. This is Derek Stapleton, Tom. The guys down in payroll registered it as an employee as a joke. Well, thanks for that report, Clark. Actually, Tom, I'm not quite done yet. You see, I found something else quite interesting. I guess I expected to see your name somewhere around mine on the list, seeing as we work on the same TV show and all. So imagine my surprise when I found that you're the 8th highest paid ABC employee. I'm sure that's just a typographical error. Maybe, Tom, maybe. Or maybe you weren't being exactly truthful last week when I saw you pulling out of the ABC parking lot in that bright yellow Lamborghini. And you told me it was because of a mix-up down at Hertz Rental Cars with your Kia Sportage. Or maybe, last month when I asked the producers for a measly 2% pay rise and they told me there was no room in the budget for it, maybe that's because the entire budget goes towards your fat goddamn wallet, you greedy son of a bitch! I'm sorry, buddy, I didn't mean that. Listen, you reckon you could do me a solid and spot me a couple grand? I'm good for it. Gee, I don't know, Clark. I sort of see I have this policy about lending money to friends. Please, Tom. My kids need violin lessons. I ate chum for breakfast this morning. Sorry, mate. Tommy, you gotta help me. Please, my wife's gonna leave me. Seem to have lost Clark there. Moving on to another three-lettered institution that Tony Abbott told to go fuck itself this week. SPC's $25 million industry assistance package request was rejected by the government yesterday, with Mr Abbott placing the responsibility for the company's future squarely on its parent company, Coca-Cola Amatil, which posted an after-tax profit of $216 million in the 6 months to June 2013. Joining us from outside SPC's Shepparton plant is Mark Humphries. Mark, what are some potential repercussions from this decision? Well, I think the main concern, Tom, is loss of jobs. These poor unskilled bastards will be left with very little potential job prospects. The factory workers there at the plant. What? No, the awesome foursome, Tom.
Just taste those.
Peaches and apricot and pineapple. Up there's an orange and passion fruit.
And the only place it's sold is Golden Valley Gold.
How are they going to get another job? Well, just getting back to the thousands of employees at SPC, Tony Abbott has placed a fair amount of the blame on the extraordinary enterprise agreement with the workers, specifically wet allowances, loadings, extensive provisions to cash out sick leave, and extremely generous redundancy provisions, all of which he argues should be renegotiated in order to ensure the future survival of the company. Mark, is Tony Abbott suggesting that the employees should be paid in tin peaches rather than the sweet, sweet coin they're currently receiving? That does appear to be the implication, Tom. But as I see it, there's only one sure way to turn SBC's fortunes around. 3 simple words. Responsible corporate governance? No, Tom. Little fat kid. Excuse me? The little fat kid from Hey Dad, Tom.
Jack loved SBC's lightly cooked baked beans in thicker sauce. Because when he got home, boy did he have a surprise for his mother.
Jack!
Not surprisingly, Jack lived happily ever after.
He was absolutely killing it for SPC in the 90s. Bring him back, problem sorted. Okay, but that ad's over 20 years old. He'd be a fully grown adult now, and probably not still tubby and adorable. Well, whatever. It doesn't have to be that particular little fat kid. It's that show with all the people and stuff. Modern Family? That's the one. Well, they're coming out to Australia soon. They've got a little fat kid. I'm sure SPC could just borrow theirs. Look, Mark, I don't think this is going to solve SPC's very serious problems at the moment. Listen, Tom. Obese children aren't good for much. Everyone knows that. What they are good for is selling toilet paper, mediocre sitcoms, and canned spaghetti. Okay then. Thanks for that report, Mark. Hey Tom, want to hear my Hey Dad joke? Definitely not. Finally, Snipe, this week saw the first shark killed under the West Australian Government's controversial new shark culling program. The program was commissioned in response to a number of recent shark attacks. However, despite this, according to a recent poll, 80% of Australians are against the cull. One location in Western Australia is Nick Richardson. Nick, are shark attacks in Australia really that much of a concern? Well, Tom, since records began in 1791, there have actually been 892 shark attacks in Australia. We actually have some footage here of a particularly vicious shark attack on a Queensland man from last year.
To say the very least. Bang, bang again. Left, right from Gallen. Miles, Nate not expecting that.
Sorry, Tommy. Couldn't help myself. Never get sick of watching that. Yeah. But seriously though, quite a lot of people have died. Moving on. Nick, where are most of the shark killings expected to take place under this new program? Well, as you can see from this map, Tom, it's expected that the culling will take place at numerous beaches along the Western Australian coastline. Nick, what's that marker all the way over there in the corner? Surely that's a mistake. It's in Florida. And it's not even in the ocean, it's on land. Let me just check that. Oh, no, it's not a mistake. It's actually Greg Norman's house. There are fears that some disgruntled punters might try and exploit a loophole in the wording of the program in order to carry out revenge attacks on Norman for the 1996 US Masters. With increasing protests surrounding this program, plus scientific evidence suggesting that the coal won't make any difference whatsoever to shark attacks, surely this program won't last much longer. Well, it would appear that way, Tom, but what people are really missing here is the real danger. Sharknadoes. What? As in the universally panned straight-to-DVD movie? Yeah, that's right. Look, I'm not naive, I know it's a work of fiction, awesome fiction, but with all these sharks swimming about, together with the extreme weather we've been having lately, it's not unreasonable to argue that, at the very least, Category 4 sharkicane is a real possibility. Fair enough. Thanks for joining us tonight, Nick. Well, that's all we have time for this week on The Roast. We'll be back next week though, unless of course Tony Abbott deems this a waste of taxpayer money.